showing people how to get government grants. That's right. I've been doing this work for a long time, about 30, 40 years, I think. I'm an old guy. But I'm more excited now about what's going on the internet. I mean, it's, to me, a better source of free money than the government ever had or ever will be. And who knows what the government's going to be in the future. So what I'm trying to do now is educate people about the free money programs that are in the internet. I mean, this is changing, our life in so many ways. I mean, I call it like the new free money society, and it's crowdfunding and peer-to-peer and the share economy and all these kinds of things that are happening. And it's not just, pie in the sky or whatever and a couple anecdotes. No, I've interviewed like 200-300 people who have actually gotten this money, and because it's so different than going through government regulations or going through the bank and all these other traditional sources of money. Now here I made a list of 17 ways that using free money on the internet is better than getting a government grant or going to the bank or anything else that you think of for a source of money. Okay, here's one. The first one, no credit checks. That's right. Could you imagine people giving you money with no credit checks? That's what it is. I think that's incredible. So that's why you have to try this thing. There's no income requirements. See, on grants, there's sometimes income requirements. You can't make over a certain amount of money. Other grants, you have to make over a certain amount of money. It's all, every program has different requirements. But here, there's no income requirements. They're going to never ask you how much money you make. They're never going to ask for your credit check. Also, no complicated grant applications. Now, some grant applications are easy, and some you could get a stack of forms to fill out like this. Well, here, there's none of that stuff. It's all just a little, like, fill in the blanks on a website, to get the money. Now, here's an important thing. You don't have any partners, any investors, or any bankers telling you what to do. This is money. You say you're going to do this, and then you get the money, and then you just do it. Nobody else is, telling you step by step or making you hire their girlfriend or whatever it is if they give you money to do something or take it back from you. I mean, there's no partners, nobody else you have to get married to, like a venture capitalist to get this. And also, you don't need an accountant, a lawyer, or a grant writer, or any of these kinds of things. That's right. All these professional people. You don't need professional people like that to apply for money on the web. So that's another thing. And also, you don't need any special expertise. You don't need a PhD in engineering or an MBA or any of these things. You just have to do what you're going to say you're going to do, and that's what it's for, and it's even to help other people, not only help yourself. You could use this money for. And here's another important thing. There's no limits to how much or how little you can ask for. So you can ask for $1 million. That's right. People get $1 million doing this. Or you can just ask for $100. That's right. So there's no income requirements. Like, so many government programs you have to ask. They're only going to give you $250,000. Or you can't ask more for than $1,000. Nah, there's none of that stuff. So it's up to you on what are you going to ask. And also, I think one of the most important things about this, there's no downside. Applying for this money, the worst is you fail and you learn so much by failing because you're starting to learn a new process in life, a new process on how to use the tools that are available in our society for you to get ahead in life, for you to contribute more to our society. And that's what, and nobody's going to get angry at you if you fail. So like if you borrow money from your, banker or friends or some investor, they're going to get real angry because you fail. Here, if you fail, it doesn't matter. If you don't get the money, big deal. Nobody cares. Also, you get the money in 60 days. Sometimes even sooner. I mean, that's incredible to me. So 2 months, you can start today. And in 2 months, you start getting that money. I mean, it's just remarkable how fast that this could work. The government, man, you may have to wait till the next application process. They only accept applications in February. Whatever it is. Or you have to wait till they ran out of money this year because, they gave it all away, so you're going to have to wait until the next fiscal year, which is next November or whenever it is, till they start handing out money. There's none of that stuff here. Okay, and what's interesting too about this, you get the money so you have it to make your product. say like you have an idea to make a product. Okay, you go on the internet and you get all the money to go make the product. So you don't even have to have the product yet. And people are giving you the money just to go make the product. Man, yeah, I mean, that's what's amazing. So that's, you can't get anywhere else. Okay, also, you have a better chance that your application will be successful. I mean, the real answer to this, it depends on the program. Some for small grants, or actually for stuff that they have to give you the money for in the government. Everybody applies, gets it, because they have to give it to you because you're eligible for it. And that's more direct payments and not grants. But on grants, it could be, like 20%, 10% of the people apply. I know one of the big one for businesses, about 25% of the applications that here, I mean, the biggest site that's doing this is like 45% of the people apply. Other sites I've seen 80% of the people who apply for the money get it. 80% success rate. That's incredible to me. Okay, also, you get paid if you're providing products to a customer. You get paid for all those products you're going to send out before you even make them and send them out. That's right. It's like, hey, I'm going to open up a store next week and have money and have products there, but you give me the money now. That's what people are doing. They're getting the money now before they open the store and have the products to give out. I mean, that to me is never before has been done. Also, what's interesting about this, by putting your product or project or whatever you need money for on the web, you wind up getting more publicity and more information and more distributors than you would otherwise, because this is a worldwide thing. So people all over the world say, hey, you're doing this in Scranton, Pennsylvania? Hey, I'm over here in Dusseldorf, Germany, and I'd like to do that too. I'll be your distributor here in Germany. And you get this kind of thing. So many people I talk to, that's what's happening to them. Besides the money you get on the web, you're getting people all over the world that are going to spread your idea, and get money for you, and they keep going and going and going forever. Also, what's neat about this, it's you have undeniable proof that you have a winning idea. So you don't have to waste any money on market studies or surveys to see if it's a good idea or whatever, because you're going to the crowds, and that's what it is. So most people, traditional business, you had to go market survey. Hey, is this a legitimate thing people are going to buy? And you convince, you get data to convince yourself or somebody else that this is a viable product. Then you go to an investor or someone like that with money, a banker, and say, hey, this is going to be a viable product, lend me the money or be my partner to do that. Here, you do that all in one shot. You put it on the web, you get customers who give you money ahead of time to make your product, and now you know for sure this is a great idea, and it costs you nothing to do it. So why go through all this other stuff you have to go through in a traditional business when you can go right on the internet, get the customers, get the money in one shot, and then go make the damn thing. And have no partners, and it's just terrific. I think there's nothing more exciting in our country that's happening right now. But this is just beginning. People are going to miss out, if they don't start learning about it now. Also, what you can get money for, man, it's just not business. It's any kind of thing. You can be a nonprofit, an inventor, or for your education, or just for pleasure, or you want to help yourself or help other people that are in trouble or whatever. Man, that's what anything you could use this kind of money for, and that's what's neat about it. And the other neat thing that you could do with this that you can't do in most of the other grant programs, you can go back for money over and over and over again. I've talked to people go up four times, go back. Hey, I got 30,000 this time. Hey, go back, got 50,000. Hey, go back and get 100,000. That's what's kind of thing. So it's there. You don't wear out your welcome. And it, to me, another thing that is an indication, it's already bigger than some government grants. Right now, one of the big websites that do this money crowdfunding gives out more money to artists than the National Endowments of the Arts, and that's our government office that gives grants to artists, is promote artists. Now this website is giving out more money than the government for artists. So, I mean, that's a clue. Something's happening here. And you got to take advantage of it, or start learning about it. Even if you don't use it now, you have to learn about it. Because it's sort of like, in the 90s, about the internet. Man, look at what happened to the internet. And the people say, oh, it's complicated, it's this and that, and it took over our whole lives, and that's it. And I feel this is another thing. I've been studying information for 30, 40 years now, and that's why my idea or my opinion is this is the next really big thing that's going to change our economy, change the world, and change everything that's going on. And like I say, I've interviewed like 300 or so people already that use this money. If you want to see these interviews, you go to YouTube. It's all for free. I want to teach people about this for free. You go to youtube.com/MatthewLesko70, because I was 70 when I started this. I'm now 71, but I'm going to be here for 20 more years. So you'll be seeing videos about how people could get involved in this forever. And the kind of videos you're going to see there, let me tell you some people. Here's 27 people I set aside. These are people just like you. Look for them on the YouTube channel. They got free money that changed their lives. Like this fella here, he got $6,000 to make jelly in his basement. Now, who would ever think of that? Hey, where do I get $6 grand? Yes, you can. Or how about, you can invest a little time and a few dollars, a couple $100 if that, and get $420,000 in 10 days. Where are you going to get $420,000 in 10 days? I mean, that's remarkable. Here, work part-time, invest $11. $11 working part-time and get $89,000 in 30 days. Wow! How to get $16,000 on the internet to do your own environmental project. Yeah, it's not just business, it's saving the world too. Or $5,000 interest-free loan. See, it's not only money, you can get loans too, but no interest, right? To start a fashion business. Or stop wasting money in the mall, how to make stuff yourself. Or no matter what your age or background, get $45,000. That's right, I've seen teenagers that I've interviewed. $45,000 in 30 days. Or how to make big money with your second job. You have a current job, now do this on the side. Get money and do something you really like to do. Or here's this fella, he hated his job. And he's going to work Monday, he hated it so much. And now he got free internet money and solved that problem. Okay, here's a young college student with no money at all. And she starts a non-profit to create jobs for the homeless. Can you imagine a college student going up to some foundation and asking him for, tens of thousands of dollars because they want to create jobs for homeless? You have no experience. You can't do that. She did, and now she's so good at this. That CNN had made her this big celebrity because she's doing wonderful work doing this. Well, here's a guy who dropped out of college to count the money that he made on the internet. He was making so much money while still in school, he had to drop out because he's making too much money. Or here's a company that got 40 distributors, that's right, on the internet for going after the free money. Got free money too, but he also got the distributors. Or how about this? $2,000 working part-time in your basement, writing jokes about your wife. Right. Now, where the heck are you going to get money to write jokes about your wife? This guy did it. He went on the internet. Right. Okay. Here's somebody this guy quit his job, and with $150, he got $350,000 on the internet. He hated his job, hated sitting in traffic. I think out in Los Angeles or whatever. Or here's a guy who wanted to hang around a ski resort, so he got $15,000 to start a business that enabled him to live near the ski resort. Well, how about this family here? This guy's funny as heck, and his daughter's clever. They got $500,000, from the internet to do a little app that he was working on for help people with their family photos. Or how about this guy and this woman? They traveled the world. They got $16,000 to travel the world because they hated their jobs they were doing. See, that's, you can do what you really want to do in life, and that's what's, I think it's such a waste of resources and talent and everything in our society when people aren't doing what they want to do, and so then they're not contributing more for the rest of us. And God, I think that it really helps our life. Each one of us, not only a person changes their life, but everybody else in their life, because you're so much happier. Here's create a high-tech product when you have no tech background and get $50,000 on the internet. So you could do things you can't even pronounce and just go out and get it. Yeah. Or here's a great website. You get a nice monthly check as an artist to work on your video, your music, your writing, your artwork, any kind of art. Our college kids show how to get $60,000. These are college kids. One actually doesn't live far from here where I live. $60,000 for their idea. And here's a guy who wants to help with table scraps, in composting. It's $26,000. There's a lot of money in table scraps. Or this woman here who's trying to help people drink beer better. And it's a clever idea, and she got money on the internet for that. Or this young couple of guys just out of college are turning bananas into flour and got $30,000 on it. Actually, $35,000. Or how about this woman here? She started a nonprofit on the internet. Started with $350. That's it. Only $350. She's now collected $400,000. Man, how do we unlock more people with just $300 in their pocket to go out and get $400,000 to solve problems in the world? That's what's going on in our life. We got a lot of problems, and each one of us, if we just take a problem, and figure out how to get money to solve it, to help you solve it, and it's there now. Or here's another guy, doesn't need a lot of expertise to get $90,000 on the internet. Just a lot of desire. And that's what it's all about. It's not easy. I mean, you don't go, in 10 minutes and get, $400,000. No, you got to work, but it doesn't take investments. It doesn't take money. It doesn't take some fat cat. It doesn't take knowing some gatekeeper and all that kind of stuff. It just takes you. How about a stay-at-home mom delivers her baby while at the same time getting $25,000 on the internet for her business idea? Now that's cool. Or here's a woman that loves to cook. And what she did is got $11,000 to write a cookbook. She started a blog, right? And then got $11,000, and that cost, $100 or something to start a blog. And now, on the internet, got $11,000 to have a real cookbook. And see, that's how you can change your life now and do things you really want to do in life. And if you're not going to use the videos on my videos on YouTube, that's YouTube/Matthew Lesko 70. Here are the key words to keep looking out for if you're searching: is crowdfunding, peer-to-peer, and the shared economy. So that's what's going new in our life, and I think the more people learn about it, then you don't want to be the last person on the stage. It's sort of like being the last in line for a grant in the government. They ran out of money then, so something else will be different. In the beginning of the wave is when all the excitement happens, and when it's fun because nobody else is there, and you take advantage of it, and you start on the wave, and that's a fun part of life, being on the beginning, not on the end when it's trickling in the beach and there's no power left. So get out and use this stuff.